Welcome back to the program, and it is time to take a look at TNA and Ring of Honor. Going to start with TNA. Of course, their big pay-per-view, Slammiversary, coming up. It is only 8 days away, live from South Haven, Mississippi, which is just a couple of minutes away from Memphis, Tennessee. Live on pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is the start. And let's look at the card right now. The main event, the King of the Mountain match, returns for the TNA World Heavyweight title. Samoa Joe defends the title against Robert Roode, Booker T, Christian Cage, and Rhino, with Kevin Nash, the Special Enforcer. Now, if you take a look at that, there's only two original TNA guys that are in that match. All the others are from WWE. But, in a way, and I'm not the biggest Robert Roode fan, but in a way, you have to be happy that this guy, after 4 years in the company, finally makes it to a main event of a pay-per-view. And he's in one of the biggest shows of the year for the company. He's in the Slammiversary main event in the King of the Mountain match. That's got to be a great feeling for him that after 4 years, with everything he's gone through, whatever that may be, but, with Team Canada and all that stuff, he's in the main event of a pay-per-view, and more importantly, he's main eventing Slammiversary. A grudge match will take place as the phenomenal AJ Styles will go up against Kurt Angle. The TNA Tag Team titles will be defended as LAX defends the gold against Team 3D. The Maple Leaf Muscle, Petey Williams, defends the X Division title against Kaz, and of course, the wedding of Jay Lethal and SoCal Val, featuring American Idol star Ace Young. Yep, you've gotten really far in this world when after American Idol you've made it to total non-stop action. Next week I will run down the card one last time. Now then, last night on pay-per-view, wherever you were, if you have the ability to get Ring of Honor's Take No Prisoners, that came on last night. Now, I did not get a chance to watch the pay-per-view last night because I was at a baseball game. Very good baseball game, I might add. So I got a chance to watch it this afternoon, and I gotta say, this is another home run out of the park for Ring of Honor as far as their pay-per-views go. They started off with the four-corner survival match with Go Shiozaki, Claudio Castagnoli, Delirious, and Tyler Black. I thought it was a good four-corner survival match. Not the greatest one ever, it's hard to pick which one is the greatest ever, but it was very good interaction between all four wrestlers, and Tyler Black got the win with the Phoenix Splash. Just unbelievable. Just an unbelievable beginning, to the show. And then Roderick Strong fought Kevin Steen. That was an okay match, and I really like Kevin Steen, but the beginning was very good, but I don't know, I just wasn't really into that match at all. But Kevin Steen got the win with the package pile driver. Next up, the Briscoes against the Age of the Fall, the Necro Butcher and Joey Matthews. That was I think it was a no disqualification match. Straight up brawl as you'd expect from anywhere, and Briscoes got the win. Mark bled very badly in that match. He was bleeding from, I think it was this side all the way down. It wasn't a bad cut from what they were showing after the match, but, major props to those four guys. They put on a very good match for the crowd in Philadelphia that night, and it was just a very good match there. Now, after that was the Larry Sweeney Show, starring Larry Sweeney. And that was a very good segment, which let, showing to the Hangman 3 being bought and, being part of Sweet and Sour Incorporated. Eric Stevens came out, complained about how, he wants his match with Daniel Puder, but he's not getting it because Puder's away. He won't fight him. So we had an impromptu match of Brent Albright against Eric Stevens. And, for being an impromptu match, it wasn't that bad of a match. As you could tell, interference, of course, from Sweet and Sour Incorporated. Brent Albright got the win with the help of the half Nelson suplex. Then, in my opinion, maybe the three best matches of the night. Maybe. Start off, they go to Orlando. Davey Richards, Rocky Romero against Ruckus and Jigsaw, Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. Now, of course, for those of you that were at Orlando, that was from Supercard of Honor 3, but they put it on the pay-per-view. And I gotta say, that was a fantastic tag team match. Probably the match of the show in all around. And it was a very good, fast-paced match. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, well, that's, high spots, monkeys, blah, 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 whatever. That was a very good match put on by all four men. And, at that time, Romero and Richards were the champs. And they stayed the champs. Now, after that match, they had said that while they were in Orlando, that BJ Wimmer complained about being in Sweet and Sour Incorporated. He got beat up, sent to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. After that was Bryan Danielson against Austin Aries. And as far as pound for pound goes, one of the best matches I've ever seen on pay-per-view. That match was just straight up from bell to bell, just as pure as wrestling can be. It was as pure as professional wrestling can be with those two men right there. And that's why those two are two of the best wrestlers in the world. Danielson got the win, but, it could have gone either way. That match had me on the edge of my seat. And in the main event, Nigel McGuinness against Tyler Black for the Ring of Honor World title. And really, this match, Tyler Black made this match as good as it was. And it's nothing against Nigel McGuinness, because Nigel was a very good wrestler. But Tyler Black, he just had that enthusiasm, and he just made it happen. And and then when he hit him with that small package slam, that was one of the most innovative moves I've ever seen in my life. But Nigel got the win, stayed the champ. But major, major props to Tyler Black. He put on one hell of a fight on that one. Now, to the next two Ring of Honor shows. The next show is next Friday night, June the 6th in Hartford, Connecticut. Of course, the Ring of Honor tag team titles are vacant. New champions will be crowned that night. Here are your first round matches. Jigsaw and Ruckus will face Adam Pearce and Chris Hero. Nigel McGuinness and Go Shiozaki will face Kevin Steen and El Generico. Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black will face Delirious and Pele Primo. Austin Aries and Bryan Danielson will face Roderick Strong and Davey Richards. And then you got your semifinals and the finals of the tournament. So for a team to win the titles, they have to go through 3 matches to win the gold. A special challenge match has been added to the card. Claudio Castagnoli will face Eddie Edwards with Larry Sweeney in the corner, plus the Necro Butcher, Eric Stevens, Brent Albright, Daisy Hayes, and more. The next night, June the 7th, is the next pay-per-view taping for Ring of Honor in Philadelphia. Respect is earned, too, with a triple main event. Nigel McGuinness will defend the Ring of Honor World title against Go Shiozaki. Austin Aries and Bryan Danielson will face Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black. And in a fight without honor, Roderick Strong against Eric Stevens. Plus, Kevin Steen and El Generico will face Ruckus and Jigsaw. Plus, Jay Briscoe, the Necro Butcher, Claudio Castagnoli, Davey Richards, Chris Hero, Adam Pearce, and Eddie Edwards, Sarah Del Rey, Shane Hagedorn and Bobby Dempsey, Delirious, Daisy Hayes, Brent Albright, Rhett Titus, Pele Primo, and more. Coming up next is the